36 feet in diameter, 10 tons of steel, 2 miles of chains, 36 feet in diameter. 6 SmackDown Live superstars will step in and put themselves through hell for the ultimate prize, the WWE Championship. Welcome to the Elimination Chamber. Hello, friends, and welcome to our special preview edition of the Elimination Chamber. Ridiculously overrated for sitting in once again for Doodle Match Michael Fletcher, considering that this is a SmackDown Live exclusive event. He is out covering the UFC, so I'm sitting in tonight. I got the Phenom Michael Bullock here, and we're gonna run down what's gonna happen tomorrow night as WWE presents the SmackDown Live exclusive event, Elimination Chamber, live from Phoenix, Arizona, the Talking Stick Resort Arena. I believe I got that right. It's is where we're gonna be for this tomorrow night, and of course the one match we're all looking. Yep, I got it right. Talking Stick Resort Arena, Phoenix, Arizona, and the one match that we're all talking about, the big one, inside the most ominous structure one of the most ominous structures in WWE today. A concept that started back in 2002 at the Survivor Series, and here we are. And tomorrow night it will be the 20th Elimination Chamber match in history. So the big 2-0, and what a big 2-0 we've got. So, all right. Just found this on my liner notes here. They added a kickoff match. And on the kickoff show tomorrow night, it's going to be Mojo Rawley squaring off against Kurt Hawkins, which is a little interesting because both of these guys have ties to Zack Ryder, but Zack Ryder is injured, as everybody knows. Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder's former partner, as part of the Major Brothers and the Edge Heads when they were with Edge and La Familia back in the day. And Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder's current tag team partner, as part of the Hype Bros. Of course, Zack Ryder out with an injury, and we don't know when he'll be back, but it'll be interesting to see if Zack Ryder's name gets mentioned in that. But Mojo Rawley, Kurt Hawkins, kickoff show match. That's going to go down on the pre-show tomorrow night. But we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about right now is the main card, and let's start it off with the 2-on-1 handicap match. Kalisto and Apollo Crews will go up against Dolph Ziggler. Ugh. Okay. This, to me, is going to be the worst fight of the night. I have no faith in this match whatsoever. This is one match that I'm actually not looking forward to, considering SmackDown Live is the premier show right now. But this is one of the few things on SmackDown Live that has been, not all that good. First of all, this is ridiculous. Kalisto is a great talent and has all the makings of a legitimate star. Same for Apollo Crews. How he has not been bumped up the card since the draft is beyond me. The fact that they have to put together... the fact that these two have to be put together to take on one man, Dolph Ziggler, is kind of baffling. I know this is just the heel putting his foot in his mouth by saying he could beat both at the same time, but my statement stands. Kalisto versus Ziggler is a fine mid-card feud for SmackDown Live. Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler is a fine mid-card feud for SmackDown Live. Both of them, though, I don't know. This reeks. Worst of all, Ziggler's probably going to get the win. So there's nothing left for me to say here. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler to win this match. This, to me, is going to be the worst fight of the night. Not really looking forward to this match whatsoever. If anything, this should have been on the pre-show more than anything else. This has no business on the main card whatsoever. But I got Dolph Ziggler winning. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, come on in. One of the few lowlights for this card tomorrow night. This 2-on-1 handicap match, Ziggler against Kalisto and Crews. Who you got?
Yeah, I got Dolph Ziggler winning this one, and it seems wrong that they're making this a 2-on-1 handicap match. Dolph Ziggler was basically saying he could beat both of them. So obviously, SmackDown Live Commissioner Shane McMahon and General Manager Daniel Bryan decided saying, hey, you say you could beat both of them? We're going to put you in a handicap match to see if you can prove it. And I think it's going to happen, so not going to waste any more time on this. I got Dolph Ziggler winning. So let's move on to our next match.
And you're going to start it off, Bullock, so keep your mic on. It's the first of our 3 women's matches. Yes, there's going to be 3 women's matches on this show tomorrow night. And we're going to talk about the most personal of the 3, Nikki Bella against Natalya. Michael Bullock, I know you've got a lot to say about this. And I know out of all the women's matches, this is the one that you've got the most vested interest in.
Well, I mean, I'm also have vested interest in some of the 2 other women's matches, but this one here, I have a lot of interest in, and the thing is, of course, we know the history that's been going on with Nikki Bella and Natalya. Of course, this all started back at Survivor Series when Nikki Bella was scheduled to be part of Team SmackDown Live for the women's traditional Survivor Series elimination match, but someone basically took out Nikki Bella, and Natalya basically replaced her. And weeks later, we found out that Natalya was the one who ambushed her. And let's just say, I mean, this has gotten so personal, and the verbal exchange has been somewhat personal as well. I mean, Natalya, I mean, she just flat out doesn't like Nikki Bella, and now Nikki Bella can say the same, that she doesn't like Natalya. I mean, Natalya is jealous of the success of Nikki Bella, whether it's with the Total Divas and all the other things she's got done. And Natalya, I mean, she's gone so low and saying that you're gonna look so ugly that John Cena's gonna leave you and you're going to die alone. And Natalya even went far as to say that that Bret Hart, her uncle, is now her ex-uncle, and that he'll die alone as well. Well, a little thing I gotta say to you, Natalya, he is married and he's not gonna die alone, and Anthony Florio can attest to that. Yeah. So in the immortal words of Jim Calhoun, to you, Natalya, get some facts and come back and see me. Get your facts straight. Yeah. Well, this is a PG show, so I'm not gonna go there. And then it even got even more personal when she told Nikki Bella that if I wasn't married to Tyson Kidd, John Cena would be with me now, and she basically gave a new meaning to the term, dropping the mic and walking out. So, and then it led, of course, on the Talking Smack show where Natalya ambushed Nikki Bella and smashed her face right on that glass. And, well, I mean, and Florio, you and I talked about this last night during our outing. Where we both said that this should have been a no holds barred, falls count anywhere match between the two. But then again, we thought about it, and I think the reason why they didn't do it was because of the reoccurring pain from the neck surgery that Nikki Bella had, and rumors are going that maybe after WrestleMania that this could be the last time that we could see Nikki Bella after the last time we could see her once WrestleMania is done. So we'll wait and see how it all goes. But to me, I got Nikki Bella winning this one. So there's really nothing more for me to say. So Florio, what's yours?
Yeah, I got Nikki Bella winning this one too. Nikki Bella beats Natalya, and this storyline officially wraps up. My assumption is Nikki Bella will be in a high-profile WrestleMania spot this year, and Natty will not. Thus, it is pretty straightforward there. Truthfully, I have not actually been that disappointed with their on-off feuds in Survivor Series. The mystery attack was a good way to start things, and it culminates in a well-built pay-per-view battle. No complaints there. The one misstep was weeks back when Natalya just randomly admitted to being the culprit. Could have hyped up the reveal a bit more. From there, it has been a slow countdown to Nikki winning and moving on, and that's exactly what's going to happen on Sunday. I like the comment Nikki made in her first face-to-face with Natalya on SmackDown this week about Natty only ever being good at wrestling and what is she going to do when Nikki out-wrestles her. It's an intriguing comment from someone who, like her common-law spouse, John Cena, has to constantly take criticism for being a poor wrestler, while Natalya seems always to float by on the reputation of a good worker, because we all know where she came from. But Nikki, also like Cena, works on a higher level because she has been able to do what few can, be as popular with the mainstream audience as she is good in the ring. So while Natalya is destined to be an enhancement talent, the quality of the match depends on what she is able to do to help Nikki shine, who should win here and go on to a marquee match of some kind at WrestleMania. That marquee match, from what I've been hearing from all the dirt sheets, is possibly a mixed tag team match with her and her boyfriend John Cena squaring off against The Miz and his wife Maryse. And it's also rumored that that could be Nikki Bella's last match at WrestleMania, because there is talks that she's considering retirement because of the effects from the neck injury that kept her up for some time, and it could conclude with an even bigger angle following the match. And if it's true, I'll talk about a WrestleMania moment. I'm not going to spill the beans here, so Bullock knows what it is. So, but for right now, I got Nikki Bella winning this match as well. I 100% agree. So with that being said, let's move on to the second of our three women's matches. We got Mickie James, the returning Mickie James, squaring off against Becky Lynch. Of course, Mickie James coming back a few weeks ago, as she was revealed to be La Luchadora, as she helped Alexa Bliss retain the SmackDown Women's Championship in that first ever women's steel cage match on SmackDown Live a few weeks ago. And there's no reason for Mickie James to come back to WWE simply to lose in her first big match. She'll have plenty of time to put over the younger talent, but Becky can take a loss here and not get hurt much by it, especially if Mickie uses nefarious means to win the fight. James will be a good challenger for whenever a babyface finally dethrones Alexa Bliss. It's good to keep her strong with a win for now. And rumor is we are set for some kind of past versus present women's match at Mania. Only seems logical that the two teams would be captained by Mickie James and Becky Lynch. My belief is the present would win out over the past. Thus, Mickie will win here at Elimination Chamber. She can gloat for a few weeks, maybe even getting a veteran legend to help out on Sunday. Then we can begin the hype. Somehow, though, fans may end up cheering for Mickie and whoever else is brought in. Kind of a mess when you think about it, but sorry to say, but another loss for Becky Lynch is the best result. She does seem to lose a lot. It doesn't matter too much if fans continue to support her. At the same time, her moment in the sun hopefully will come in Orlando. So with that being said, I got Mickie James winning this match, and it's a good thing that MF's not with us, because he would have had the ultimate indecision, because these are two of his personal favorites. And who does he go with? His current love interest, Becky Lynch, or his past love interest in Mickie James? Because he had a big thing for Mickie James back in the day. Trust me, I can tell you. And I know if he was here, he would have said the same thing. So, but I think this should be a solid match. I'm definitely looking forward to this bout. Should be a solid match here. So I got Mickie James winning. I don't see any reason why she should lose in her first really big match back. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, Mickie James against Becky Lynch, your thoughts? I got Mickie James winning.
Yeah, I got Mickie James winning as well. I mean, because to me, I mean, it doesn't make sense for her to lose. I mean, this is her first pay-per-view match back since coming back to the WWE, and I mean, a loss, I mean, will not do her any good. I mean, having her lose, I think would be pointless. If I'm going to be quite honest, I mean, and I think a loss by Becky Lynch really won't harm her any good. And so, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. I got Mickie James winning it as well. So, Gloria, let's move on to the next match, which I will lead off on.
Yes, indeed. And what a match we have here. We're going to take a break from the women's action for the moment. There is one other women's match, and it's a big one. We'll get into that in a moment. But let's get into this big one. Oh, what a match we got here. Randy Orton, one-on-one with Luke Harper. Oh, boy. We all know how this came about. So Michael Bullock, we all know Randy Orton on the road to WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble 2 weeks ago. He squares off against Luke Harper, who they've had a plethora of issues with because of the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt. Is this just does Randy Orton continue his momentum on to WrestleMania, or is Luke Harper going to actually be a speed bump on that road to WrestleMania for the Viper?
Yeah, I mean, everything that's been going on, of course, with Randy Orton and Luke Harper, when it came to the Wyatt family, of course, Bray Wyatt was the one who basically kicked Luke Harper out because he saw so much more in Randy Orton. So, and Luke Harper knows that it's time for some payback. So to me, I mean, I got Randy Orton winning this one because to me, I mean, it doesn't make sense to have the winner of the Royal Rumble, to have the winner of the Royal Rumble, I mean, lose uh, as the road to WrestleMania continues because you want to start building some momentum for the winner of the Royal Rumble match to get him ready for whoever he's going to face at WrestleMania. So, I mean, if this was just if Randy Orton didn't win the Royal Rumble match and he still faced Luke Harper, I probably then would go with Luke Harper. But because Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble and you don't want to break the momentum, I have to go with the Viper, Randy Orton, to win this one. So, Florio, it's yours.
Again, we agree. I got Orton winning as well. I mean, yeah. This is one contest that has my peaked interest. Randy Orton needs to stay strong because he's locked into a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 33. I lean towards him not losing. Even though it appears that the Wyatts have completely disintegrated it as a unit. And we'll see what happens with that. But let me see here. You could consider this the arbitrary lame duck road to WrestleMania match for the Royal Rumble winner. Nothing demonstrates the WWE's reliance on repeating the same formulas better than their sure to be fine yet predictable match. Even an unlikely Luke Harper win still relegates the guy to some kind of multi-man ladder match, pre-show contest, or even battle royal at WrestleMania anyway. So win or lose, what does it matter? Best possible outcome for me, though it's unlikely, of Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble would be a Orton, Wyatt, Harper at WrestleMania, a triple threat. The thought of three good workers with history and a compelling story to tell fighting for the title would be great. I know Harper being involved would seem odd, but it would make sense, and I love Harper, so sue me. If I were choosing with my heart, I'd go with Harper to set up something interesting heading into WrestleMania. But you always have to go with your gut here. So Randy Orton is Randy Orton. He's on the road to WrestleMania. If you put him under, what's the purpose of that? So that's really all I can say on that. So I got Randy Orton winning this match. Should be a fine fight, though. It should be a solid match and one that I definitely am looking forward to come tomorrow night. So Randy Orton wins that. I could go as far as to say sleeper fight of the night, honestly. All right, now our third and final women's match on this show, and it's the biggest one of them all, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Champion Alexa Bliss defending against number one contender Naomi. Okay. If I'm going to be honest, I think this could be the best of the three women's matches right here. I got a good feeling about this one because we all know how good Naomi is. She is the most athletically gifted female superstar in the history of the business and the best one that has yet to win a women's championship. There is a chance she could do it tomorrow night. I mean, could you imagine her rushing down that aisle, floating down that aisle at WrestleMania in her hometown of Orlando with the SmackDown Women's Championship belt around her waist? Could you imagine that? It could happen. Very well could happen. I mean, out of all the matches on this card, this is the one that I'm having the toughest time with. My gut is telling me Alexa Bliss retains. My heart is telling me Naomi wins the title and becomes the new champion. But nothing left for me to say except three women's matches on a pay-per-view and a single brand one at that. Good thing I gave the Revolution time in 2015 to develop and didn't immediately write it off after a short time. Alexa Bliss is better than Naomi at everything. everything except sliding down the ramp. Even that, who knows? Zero doubt in my. There is, like I said, I had a little bit of some doubt, but I got to go with my gut here. I got to go with Alexa Bliss. I don't care if WrestleMania is in Orlando, Tokyo, Egypt, New York, Antarctica. It really shouldn't matter. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are stunned as there are 3 women's matches on this card, but all 3 are interesting that we can actually look forward to. And Naomi, don't forget. Yes, I know Naomi has a couple of pinfall victories over Alexa Bliss, and I think we all know how it goes from here. Booking 101. I wish I could believe Naomi has a chance. I think she's a much more interesting character after years of getting passed over for the newest thing. She's been hiding in plain sight. Also, Naomi's entrance would play much better at WrestleMania. I'll say it again, bring in Major Lazer and she could win the internet. Alexa still works two heel by numbers for me. She says appropriately nasty things and cheats to win, but it's not very inspired. For instance, The Miz does all that much better. A loss might actually force Alexa to do something interesting, but for right now, I'm going status quo here. So I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi wins, but for right now, I got to go with my gut. I got to say the winner and still SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Well, look who you got.
Boy, this is a tough one for me to decide. I mean, Naomi's getting an opportunity, and she's one of the most gifted women wrestlers in WWE today, and I mean, she's getting passed over so many times and had opportunities when it was then the Divas Championship, and I mean, part of me wants me to see her finally cash in and finally get her first ever women's title. Well, basically, it's the SmackDown Women's title, and she would basically deserve it. But like you just mentioned, Florio, she's already got 2 pinfall victories over Alexa Bliss. So the booking, you got to go with the booking 101. So as much as I want to see Naomi win, and I really want to see her become the SmackDown Women's Champion, I unfortunately cannot do that. I have to go with Alexa Bliss here to win, and I don't think she's going to win cleanly. Don't be surprised if Mickie James interferes and causes a distraction, which would cause Alexa Bliss to take advantage and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi does win it, but I'm sorry, Naomi. I mean, I love you and your athleticism, but Alexa Bliss is just too damn good. I think it's too soon for her to be losing the title. So Alexa Bliss wins and retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. So Florio, let's just move on.
And this is the second of our 3 title matches on this show. And what a dandy we have. Tag Team Turmoil for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Champions American Alpha, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, to defend against the Usos, former SmackDown Tag Team Champions Heath Slater and Rhino, Tyler Breeze and Fandango, Breezango, the Ascension, Connor and Victor, and of course the Vaughn Villains, Simon Gotch and Aiden English. Tag Team Turmoil, Bullock. Honestly, I mean, that's a good option, but wouldn't you have rather have seen these 6 teams in a chamber match as well? I would have.
Oh, absolutely. Because remember, it was a couple of years ago they had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, even though it was, I think it was like late May, early June, and they did have the tag team titles on the line inside the Elimination Chamber. So I think that would have been perfect, but it is what it is. So I think we know who the team I think is going to go over, and that's the current champs, the American Alpha. I mean, I don't see Breezango winning it. I literally don't see um, um, the Vaudevillains doing it. I mean, I think it's going to come down to not only the champs, but Heath Slater and Rhino, because they've been the SmackDown Tag Team Champions before. So Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, Reddy Willing, and Gable. I got American Alpha retaining the tag team titles. So, Floria, what's yours?
Yeah, I got American Alpha retaining as well. I mean, for all that SmackDown does right, this brand has really struggled to get their tag team division going. And it's not like the talent isn't there. I just don't have a ton of investment in the build up to this contest, but I do recognize that it could end up being an enjoyable bout. It really can. And I'm just about with you on all that, Bullock. I mean, I think Breezango is going to be the first to go. And then I think the Vaudevillains will go after that. Um, the Ascension, even though they won that big 12-man tag team match on SmackDown Live this past Tuesday night, I think there's a good chance they could be the next ones to go. And then I would say Slater and Rhino after that. I think it's going to come down ultimately to the Alphas and the Usos and a little bit of a jump start to that feud, which that's the big money feud in the tag team division, the American Alpha against the Usos. And if we get that, oh boy, that's all there is to say on that. I mean, come on, folks. This one is easy. I thought they would go with a tag team elimination chamber like they did at the last chamber match in 2015, considering the pay-per-view and the amount of teams involved. But a turmoil match could be fun as well. I mean, we haven't had one of those in a while. All of these teams are relatively fine, especially in short bursts, but the result is obvious. Nobody is ready to take the titles from American Alpha. I originally thought the Usos would be the team in between Heath Slater and Rhino and the Alphas, but the Wyatts ended up working better. Alphas retains. They probably don't drop the titles until a new team arrives. And it's one that they had a rivalry with in NXT that resulted in some of the great tag team title matches of all time. Two names. You know the name of the team. When I say the names Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, you know who I'm talking about. The Revival. Big money. That could be a big money feud down the road. Well, no, that will be a big money feud. And I think the Revival ultimately will get called up. And I think it could be right around WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. And I think we rekindle one of the great tag team rivalries in NXT history with American Alpha and the Revival. Remember those classics they had in 2016, especially in Dallas? Boy, howdy, I would love to see that. So I got Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, ready, willing, and Gable. No doubt about it. So give me the Alphas to retain. And now, Michael Bullock, we are on to the main event. This is the match we're all waiting for. For only the 20th time in WWE history, we're going to see 6 men step inside one of the most ominous structures in WWE history. For only the 20th time, we are going to see 6 SmackDown superstars step in and compete for the ultimate prize and put themselves through all kinds of hell and punishment for the WWE Championship. This is the Elimination Chamber match. Your 6 participants are as follows for the WWE Championship. Champion John Cena, defending the title against former champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. The Miz, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose. Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, and the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. 19 other Elimination Chamber matches have gone down. A lot of these have been so fun to watch. To me, the greatest one I ever saw, I mean, I would have to say by a smidge, the inaugural Chamber match, which Shawn Michaels won at the 2002 Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden when it came down to him and Triple H. Another great one was the event in 2011 when Edge successfully defended the World Heavyweight Championship, that final interaction with him and Rey Mysterio and the chaos in that bout. How about in 2010 when, I'm sorry to say it, Bullock, but when your man, The Undertaker, lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Chris Jericho with help from Shawn Michaels, setting up WrestleMania 26. Point is, there have been so many wonderful chamber matches in the 19 other incarnations of it. But for this 20th incarnation, you've heard WWE television all week long announce that it's going to be an all-new Elimination Chamber. What does that mean? I think it's going to be the same style of structure, but I think they're just going to put some tweaks in it. And quite frankly, we cannot wait to see what those tweaks are come tomorrow night. So, so with all that being said, who do I have winning this? Well, I think we need to break down the bullet points here. As much as I love his body of work, I don't think it's going to be Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. There's no way they're making him a double champion. Plus, I think he's going to probably be defending the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship in that wild and crazy ladder match come WrestleMania. It wouldn't surprise me if they have him do that. I would love to see some bigger and better things for Baron Corbin, but I don't think he's going to win it either. I think we can rule out AJ Styles as well, even though some fans would love to see AJ Styles get the title back after losing it in that instant classic at the Royal Rumble just 2 short weeks ago, that 5-star classic with him and Cena, greatest WWE title match at the Royal Rumble ever. And then from there, I don't think they're going to have Miz win it, even though Miz is a former champion. And even though Miz has been doing some unbelievably great things for SmackDown Live, I don't see him winning this bout either. So that leaves John Cena, and that leaves Bray Wyatt. Already broke it all down. Bray Wyatt as the WWE champion versus Randy Orton as the Royal Rumble winner is really the only logical endgame. It has been building for months, so it has to come to a head at WrestleMania. You know, long-term storytelling we all beg for. Yeah, I understand AJ Styles and Randy Orton have repeatedly stated their desire to wrestle each other in media interviews. However, that can come in the spring and summer months. Appears everybody but Bray has other plans for March and April. My only hesitation is John Cena just won the championship. Is there any way he wins on Sunday, but then loses to Bray on a jam-packed episode of SmackDown Live at the end of February or something? A heel costs Cena the match. Maybe The Miz, and they start their rivalry, and that could set up that rumored mixed tag match. Plus, the Blue brand gets a major bump up in the television ratings on the road to WrestleMania. When was the last time the WWE Championship changed hands on free television? Bottom line, Cena as champ doesn't work with Orton as the Rumble winner. Bray Wyatt does. A long time in the making. Plus, we've read several dirt sheets rumoring Bray Wyatt to win it. So, when in doubt, go with the dirt sheet. So, with all that being said, I think this is going to be the fight of the night, far and away. And I think this could go down as one of the greatest Elimination Chamber matches of all time. Heck, considering the talent involved, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting the greatest chamber match of all time. That's how great this fight's going to be. This has 5 stars written all over it, honestly. So with all that being said, the winner of the Elimination Chamber and the new WWE Champion, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Follow the buzzards. Chip. Who you got, Bullock? Who's walking out of the chamber with the belt? This is going to be the greatest chamber match of all time, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you as well, and I agree with everything you just broke down, and I'm also going to go with Bray Wyatt as well. I mean, I know some people are probably going to say it doesn't make sense to have John Cena lose the title 2 weeks after he won it at the Royal Rumble, but I don't think a loss is gonna do anything to hurt John Cena. But I mean, look, it's Bray Wyatt's time; he deserves it. So yeah, so winner. Yeah, so winner and new WWE champion Bray Wyatt. So nothing else to say. Laura, let's move on.
And we have one last thing that we need to break down, of course, and that is this. our level of excitement, 1 to 10, for this event tomorrow night. Michael Bullock, let's start it off with you here. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of excitement for this Elimination Chamber event tomorrow night?
Yeah, when it comes to, I think this should be a really good Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I mean, the only match I'm not looking forward to, of course, is the what was that? The handicap match. But everything else, I mean, looks really good. I mean, so I'm gonna say if I had to give it a rating, I'm expecting this to be maybe 7.5 to 8 out of 10 when it comes to this. So, but we'll wait and see how everything goes down. I mean, especially we know the Elimination Chamber is gonna be good. Same thing with the all three women's matches. So yeah, so 7.5 to 8 out of 10, I think, is gonna be the rating. Who knows? Maybe it could be better, but we'll wait and find out. So, Florio, what do you think?
I'm leaning towards 8 out of 10 myself, Bullock. Yeah, you got. I mean, as far as negatives go, I mean, the big negative, obviously, the handicap match with Apollo Crews and Kalisto going up against Dolph Ziggler, which we all know is going to be the worst fight of the night, hands down. We'll see about how the women's matches play out. They all have potential to be solid to good, maybe even great. You've got the tag team turmoil, which could be an enjoyable match for the most part. Orton and Harper, that to me is the sleeper fight of the night right there. I got a good feeling about that one. But when it comes to this event tomorrow night, there's only one match that we're honestly on the edge of our seat just thinking about with excitement. And that, of course, is the Elimination Chamber match itself for the WWE Championship. Especially if we get the reported outcome that we think could go down. So I'll give it an 8 for now. But looking up at the poll, a poll on our friends, on one of our friends sites, 411mania.com. I just checked it out, and here's how you viewers out there are. This is how you all voted. 4.09% rated their level of excitement as 9 out of 10. Very surprising. I can't believe that came in last. 4.92% listed their level of excitement as 1 out of 10. But then again, we also that same 4.92% also gave it a perfect 10. Coming in tied at 5.33% apiece, 2 and 3. 6.97% looking forward to this, gave it a 4. 10.66% voted 5. 13.11% voted 6. 20.08% voted 8. And coming in first with a consensus vote of 24.59%, the level of excitement is 7. So pretty much 7 and 8. So it pretty much rounds out to that, Bullet. So I'm going to base it on that. So I'm going to give it between 7 and 8 out of 10. And that's really all there is to say on that. So it all goes down tomorrow night on the WWE Network, exclusive to SmackDown Live. Of course, that'll do it for this. So we want to thank you all very much for tuning in. Of course, we'll next be with you tomorrow night for the recap of Elimination Chamber. Hopefully, it will be on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, so he can be the host of that. I know he's been, as you heard last night on Strictly Sports, he's battling some throat issues. I hope he's doing well. So hopefully he'll be ready to go for our recap tomorrow night. He said in our group chat box that he was going to be ready to go. So I have faith that he'll be here. So hopefully he'll be ready to go. If not, I'll fill in if I have to. So hopefully Brace Fan 95 following the event tomorrow night will be our recap. And then Monday night we'll be back for another edition of Ridiculously Raw. Following Monday Night Raw, we're going to review Monday Night Raw. And, of course, my Tony's take on 205 Live and Impact Wrestling. And let me tell you about 205 Live. I am going to have a major positive review about 205 Live come tomorrow night. Or I should say Monday night. Beg your pardon. I'm just so excited about the chamber. And then Tuesday night at 10 or 10:30, we'll have the Cerebral Smack Talk. Hopefully MF will be back for that because I had to fill in on the last show. We'll review SmackDown Live, sort out all the fallout from Elimination Chamber, and then Mikey's Mindset. So I'm sure he'll have some stuff on ROH and other things. And then Friday night, of course, Strictly Sports. Derek Ferrera will reveal the contents of the docket either tomorrow or on Monday, and we'll go from there. The only thing that I know for sure that we'll have on that show Friday night will be our NBA power rankings because I know we rotate. I'm sure it's going to be the NBA on the next show. So all right, that's it for this. So until tomorrow night, hopefully on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95 for the recap of Elimination Chamber. It's ridiculously over Anthony Florio here for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and in spirit, good old MF Michael Fletcher, the First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, the Twisted Angel Edie Woodson, and of course our Imperial Grand Poobah himself, the Hardcore Pipe Bomb Derek Ferrera. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy Elimination Chamber. And until our recap tomorrow night on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, you've been watching our Elimination Chamber 2017 preview edition of the Wrestling Forum right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And remember, like I always say, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.